filled today because it's a day after the NBA draft, and we have former NBA star and Lobo Kenny Thomas sitting to my right here, and of course Lawrence Gilligan is always here with us, and we're ready to ask Kenny some questions, huh, Lawrence?
Yeah, that's right, man. I guess go ahead, man.
Hey, you know, like the last time we were talking to you of you still playing and stuff like that, and now you're back in town, and what are you doing? Like, what, you know, like you came back to town. I know when you come to town, you're usually doing something, you know, like you might have some event you're throwing or whatever. What's going on now? What's the latest?
Right now, the latest is that I'm moving into the business world and stuff like that. And first of all, at the same time, you got to think about the kids first because they're our future. So actually, I'm in town, or I've been in town, and I'm actually going to the Boys and Girls Club Gala at Sandia at 7 o'clock. Please come out and support the kids. I'll be there. Al Lancer will be there, and some other people will be there. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. So what? This is a fundraiser, right?
Yeah, actually, it is a fundraiser, and I am actually donating a golfing foursome with me. They're auctioning it off and different things like that. So,
but see, they're gonna be mad because can he play golf, Lawrence? What do you think?
I know. I've heard you can play some basketball, but I don't know if you can golf.
I actually haven't touched basketball in probably almost a year and a half, and it kind of feels good. But yeah, the whole golf thing, I will kick your butt.
Oh, man. All right.
We gotta play.
Okay.
And at the same time, it's also a matter of giving back to the kids. They have to come first, especially when it comes to like supporting the whole community and stuff like that.
NBA draft last night. Drew Gordon, former Lobo, did not get drafted. And let's go back to your draft night. How nerve-wracking do you think? What do you think that may have been like? Because how nervous were you on the night of the draft?
It's a tough situation because you don't really know what's going to happen, and you've worked so hard, or you feel like you worked so hard in college, and you get the opportunity that people have told you that you can play in the NBA, and then you get all excited, and it is nerve-wracking. But at the same time, once I got drafted, it was like a relief. Now I was the first one in my family to be able to play any kind of professional sport. Then at the same time, go to college for 4 years. Yeah. And then it's like transitioning into the whole life thing, the real world, because in college, that's really not the real world. I mean, let's just get it. We got scholarships and stuff like that, but then you transition to the real world, then you got to face it. And then I had a great opportunity. I got drafted and went on and played. And it's unfortunate that Drew didn't get drafted and stuff like that. And I heard he was working out in LA and stuff like that, but he just got to keep pushing if he wants to play. There's other options. I think he got invited to the
Mavericks camp.
Okay, so I mean that's a good thing. He just got to go in there and bust his butt. That's what I had to do as a rookie, and I just took it a year at a time, and I was able to play 11 years. So.
How about like all the practices? You know, he had all the workouts with Minnesota, Golden State, Oklahoma City, New York, all these teams that were interested, and then when it comes down to it, they pick somebody else.
They still could be interested, but at that time, that franchise felt like they needed to go another angle, another direction. That doesn't mean that they didn't like Drew. They just had to go with a different direction. At the same time, he's going to the Dallas Mavericks camp, but he can also get picked up by those teams that he went to work out for and all that. So it's not over. He just has to be determined.
Wow. What? So you said you haven't picked up a basketball in a little while. What? Well, we've been talking. I know you have other things that you have going on in your life right now.
I'll just say this. It was a tough situation my last 3 years, and unfortunately, I was sitting there. But at the same time, I was blessed and able to make the money that I made, and I wanted to play. But going back to Drew, it's not up to Drew, and it's not up to me if I play. At the same time, it's still my job, and I was just trying to do my job. It was frustrating because I didn't know, and I still don't know. So I was fortunate to be able to play 11 years, and I'm just on to bigger and better things. I mean, basketball got me to where I am now. So now it's time for me to transition into the second part of my life.
So now you're officially saying Kenny Thomas is done with basketball.
I'm saying I'm done. You notice you caught that, you heard that breath right there, but yeah, I'm done. It's hard to say. You know what I mean? And I haven't officially retired, but I haven't played in 2 years.
And the 2 years you've been doing business stuff. I mean, like you and Magic Johnson, you guys are good. That's a good guy to have as a friend when you want to do some business, right?
The guy speaks for him. I mean, the stuff that the guy has and the business mindset and different situations that he has that he can bring to the table for a person like me, as far as mentoring me, it's an unbelievable opportunity. And now I have different activities going on. I have my bottled water that's been out, Infinity O2. That's been out in Albuquerque, and it's about to come out in Northern California and Vegas in 150 stores in Rayleigh's, Nob Hill, and Bel Air. And that's just one thing I got, and that's a big stepping stone. You know, and just being able to transition and do other things also, but at the same time, I went to college here, and I'm trying to come back here and start my base of everything that I'm trying to do and everything that I got going on. Trying to work with the mayor, trying to work with Bob Frank at UNM, the president, the new president, and probably the old president. There's just so many different opportunities out here to help better this community, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And how about, you know, you have a great head on your shoulders, and a lot of guys that play in the NBA or in the NFL, you know, they make all this money, but they kind of spend it on certain things, and all these different outlets come in asking for a little bit here and there, and they're not business savvy like you are, obviously, to where you're trying to get money from other areas and compile it, you know.
It's my name is my brand, and me being able to play in the NBA for 11 years, I'm following the same model that Magic is following. His name is his brand, and me coming back to Albuquerque, me being here, and actually, they told me at UNM not too long ago that I was 73-3 in the pit. Only lost 3 games.
That's unbelievable, man.
It gave me the chills. It gives me goosebumps now. But
Wow.
it just drives me to be successful. And unfortunately, you guys got a 9 to 5. I don't even know what that is. So I wasn't gonna find that out. But I respect what you guys do, and the people that work from a 9 to 5. I just don't know what it is. So I wasn't gonna blow all my money. Wasn't gonna happen.
And that's hard to, I mean, when you got all that stuff pulling at you, I mean, for
very
people
hard.
who don't know what it's like to be out there, there's all kind of crazy stuff coming at you like 24/7. Am I not right?
People from different areas coming at wanting the money and
Yeah.
don't even want to put up any collateral.
Or just people who just want to be leeches.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a different place in my life, and my circle's gotten real small and real tight,
That's good.
which is great. And that has taken away a lot of confusion and drama and stuff that I didn't even really pay attention to growing up, because I was younger. I'm about to be 35 now.
Yeah.
So I've just grown up, and I'm still going to continue to grow and still learn and just trying to keep moving forward. And the fact that I have a great team around me, Tiffany Thompson and Ken Harris, my attorney, been with Magic. I'm not doing this by myself. I'm learning as we go. And every step of the way, I know what's going on. So I'm hands-on with everything that I got going on.
What did you study in college?
Business and communication.
There you go. See?
That's why
There you go.
my Lord.
Well, but there you go. So you already have a background in it. So there you are, you know, there towards the end of your MBA career, and you realize.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'm working on finishing my degree right now.
Well, good.
Yeah. So I should be done this coming December.
That's good.
Around that area. I
That's
didn't mean to
great.
interrupt you. I
No,
just wanted
no.
to put that out there.
No, that's great, man.
Yeah,
That's
so-
great. That's another thing that, you know, you're comfortable and set enough to where you probably don't have to do that, but that's got to mean something to you, right, to get that degree.
Yeah, exactly. I have 2 boys. I have a 12-year-old and a 4-year-old. And Matthew, you know,
Yeah, I remember him.
my son's already like 5'6", and he's
Yeah.
only 12. And he gets all A's. He's unbelievable. He already wants to go to Harvard. I'm like, come on. First of all, you're gonna get a scholarship. I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna teach my kids the value of $1. So, I gotta think about them at the same time, and me coming back doing this is great.
Are you missing the NBA at all, or will?
Of course.
Because basketball, you know, it's been such a big part of your life, and I know you've been focusing on the business in the last couple of years, but how much do you ever get, like, when you're watching a game and you're like, oh, man, I want to be in there, you know?
Yeah, there's so many times, like at first when I wasn't playing, I couldn't watch it. It made me upset because I didn't know why, and then I'm like, I can go out there and probably help my teammates out and help another team out instead of just sitting there rotting. And I started watching again this year, and I kind of wanted Oklahoma to win, but I'm happy that Miami won.
Yeah.
So I was kind of going for the underdogs, but I'm not watching it to the point of like going to play. I'm watching it because I still enjoy the game. I'm just not there anymore.
So if, say, somebody came out and said, hey, man, we want you to be a role player, the Lakers, you know, you're close with Magic.
Okay, now that's a different story now. I'm just saying because it's one of those things that got frustrating because I didn't ever know what my role was.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to go out there and play Kenny Thomas ball.
Yeah.
And that's probably what messed me up. Now, if the Lakers called, I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying I wouldn't. But at the same time, that organization would tell me my role. I feel like my role, they would tell me. If it's going to be 10 minutes, if it's going to be 5.
Right.
If it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's all I would want, and that's what I never got. So that's why I think I'm at peace with where I'm at with basketball.
Lawrence, you run out of stuff that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, with LeBron James, winning a championship, you know, 3-time MVP. Part of me didn't want to see him win one because I feel like he kind of got humbled as it got closer to the championship. You know what I mean? Like I feel like,
Got humbled.
or I feel like he got more. What's the word I'm looking for? No, that's something that he's always had.
You thought that he.
I thought he was kind of arrogant. Okay, that's
You
probably
thought he
the word.
came down a little bit.
Yeah, and I think he kind of like he humbled up a little bit more and realized, you know, what he needed to do out of the limelight instead of trying to, because you know he was tweeting all that stuff and during the summer and all, you know, talking about just kind of smack talking, I guess. And now it felt like the entire season, towards the end, it kept building to where you can respect him more because at first I wasn't sure, you know, like he was called King James before he ever won anything, you know, like I have a problem with that just because, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
what is that all about?
yeah.
It's a nickname.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. They probably should. They used to call me Baby Shaq in nickname.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of it. But the guy is the real deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to me, Kobe's the best still right now.
Kobe's still the best.
He just has that killer. When Kevin Durant gets that,
He's gonna be tough.
Yeah. That was just James Harden didn't show up. That was the problem. You know?
yeah, it was a tough situation. The guys are young, and Miami and that whole team has been through different things with other teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was their advantage. And Juwan Howard got his first ring.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I hung out with him when I was in Chicago when I was still trying to play like a year ago.
Yeah.
I hung out with him and he was going to help me get through this and all that. And I just want to say congratulations to him because he deserves it.
Good guy,
He's
huh?
a good guy. Great guy.
Well, Kenny, thanks for coming up and chatting with us like always. And anything else you want to throw out there to the people before we get out of here?
Actually, come and support the Boys and Girls Club today. It would be very greatly appreciated if you come out and support the kids at Sandia at 7 o'clock. And thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
it's good that you're helping out the community. That's really good, man. That's big. That's big. Kenny Thomas, Lawrence Gilligan, Van Tate, Robert Pugsley behind the camera. We'll see you next time.